All right, so we're at the 8th technique of the sword-on-sword work, the last section of Kata. And this technique sort of replicates a whole interaction of give and take that goes on. It's called Hasso-waki-gamae, which is the postures of Hasso and Waki, the postures that begin it. And so when we're in Hasso-waki-gamae, basically at position, sword tip to sword tip, uke is going to drop down and be in a waki-gamae position. Tore is going to assume Hasso, which is right up here at the level of the mouth, with the hands extended and a slight angle. And the first target of opportunity that we have as the uke steps in is to come and cut right into the knee, right here. Bam! And as that occurs, we're going to be using a yumiashi. We're going to withdraw the knee and replace it with our sword. And so it's a basic interchange. Now again, as for the next part of the action, let's move back slightly from here. Good. He's going to be stepping with his back leg and making a thrust. Go ahead and make that thrust. Boom, right here. And as he does so, we're going to withdraw our front leg and turn to the inside of that thrust and control the center line. Now he's going to step with his back leg and make a second thrust. Go ahead. Here, good. And as that takes place, we're going to drop in the center line and again, maintain center line control right here as we step back. So we're learning to fade back and control this center line from the inside of all the thrusting actions that he makes. Now, he's made a thrust from either side. He's driven us back. He's getting some success because anytime you're in a running battle and the guy you're dealing with is retreating the whole time, after about a step or two, you probably have the momentum to take advantage of him. And that's what's about to take place. If you look at the engagement, he's come in low, he's struck, we make our counter, he comes in for the thrust, he comes in for the thrust, and his momentum is carrying him forward, so he takes a nice forward step with the back leg and just overwhelms me, drives the sword down and out of the range and comes straight in for his cut. Now from here, we make a little side action. So let's look at just that from the thrusting action. So we've made this thrusting here. He drives it down, boom, from the back leg. He comes straight in, and we make a little side action blocking. But it's a fairly weak lateral action. It still gives him the impression that he's in his forward arc, his forward momentum, as he's coming at us, he could just readjust and just shuffle his right foot and come straight in and attack again. Boom, right here. And he's right, he can. That's exactly what we've been sort of waiting for as we do our backing up action, because we're luring him into a false sense of security or overcommitment as we make our final assault. So he comes in, he makes the leg cut, good. He comes in, he makes the thrust, good. He makes the second thrust, good. He drives it down. We have this blocking action here. He readjusts and blasts through us, and that's when we make a lateral action to the right that comes in and takes him off. So let's see this from another angle, this side. He's coming in to cut the leg, and we are withdrawing the leg. He comes into thrust. We're controlling the line of the center. He comes in to thrust the other side. We control the line of the center. He drives it down. He comes over, boom. He readjusts, and on that final readjustment strike where he's really barreling into us, that's when we make our concluding strike. Now we'll do this in motion out here so you see a wider angle and can see the whole line of action without distortion. So as we walk in together, we get to range, there's a moment of pause, and he comes in to make his attack. Control, back into the line. Good. Good. And one more time, perhaps from the other side. We walk in, and we assume postures. The kamae. His attack comes. Realignment, Walking back. Good. And with that technique, we've now concluded San Kata. Thank you very much.